Now more to our top story. Christopher Stevens, the U.S. ambassador to Libya, is dead. He was among 4 Americans killed in a deadly rocket attack in Libya yesterday. Joining me right now for incident analysis, DeRoy Murdoch. He's a nationally syndicated columnist and Fox News contributor. Jackie Salet, president of IndependentVote.org, and Tara Dowdell, a Democratic strategist. First to you, DeRoy. Slow reaction to a tragedy in Cairo as well as Benghazi, correct?
A very slow reaction, and not a very strong one as we've been able to see so far. This is dangerous. This could get a lot worse. You may remember the controversy over the Muhammad cartoons that erupted several years ago. That led to worldwide riots in the Muslim world. About 60 people killed.
Hold up that paper.
And I think very good point by the New York Post. This is just a movie. It's just a stupid movie. You saw 60 people dead, 6 people killed over the Muhammad cartoons about 4 or 5 years ago, and now we've got this movie here, and who knows if this is going to be even worse. And we got to get right on top of this and demand that governments get their people to calm down and say, look, it's a movie, not sponsored by the U.S. government, don't attack the U.S. Embassy, and get people to cool it.
Jackie, the way we understand it, it hasn't happened since 1979. Someone with the audacity to target, let alone kill, one of our ambassadors. What is the correct response?
Well, it's a terrible tragedy, and as DeRoy says, it's a very dangerous situation. But I would differ on the question of a slow reaction. It took about 2.5 seconds after this story became public for all kinds of partisan gamesmanship to start going on.
There was not one. There was not, because they had the 9/11. They had the 9/11 vow of silence out yesterday.
That's right. And in fact, at least one campaign put out a press release during the vow of silence with an embargo, telling reporters that they shouldn't report on their press release until the appropriate time.
Is that wrong?
Well, what I'm saying, and I think this is something that the American people feel very, very deeply, is that there's all kinds of things going on in the world that are extremely dangerous, very dangerous to us and very dangerous to people all over the world.
But you should not put out a statement from the...
And when partisans jump in 2 seconds
forget about that. Forget about partisans. This is an actual national attack. Tara, real quick.
For election,
don't filibuster, Jackie. Tara, weigh in a second.
That's a dangerous thing.
The initial response from our State Department was to apologize. Is that embarrassing?
Well, the initial response I read from Hillary Clinton was where she condemned the attacks in Libya. And I know that the president, when they heard about the protests in Cairo, they actually had the staff leave early from the embassy in advance of the protests to protect people's lives. And then once the Libya situation worsened, more security has been ordered. So I read Hillary Clinton's statement. It was swift and it was firm.
Right.
And she said there's no excuse for this violence.
That came today. The initial statement's been walked back by the White House and disavowed that it wasn't approved by them. But that shows that this organization...
It was a tweet. I think you're referring to someone's tweet.
There was a tweet equally as embarrassing.
But there was something much bigger in the tweet, which was the entire effort by President Obama when he came into office to go to Cairo, apologize, and have this basic stance of reconciliation, if you will, with the Muslim world, the Arab Spring and all that, and look where we are now. Right. I mean, all these wonderful warm words we presented it just led.
When we come back, hold on a second. When we come back, we're going to talk about the quiet down.